let's talk about the fitness epidemic and the concept of locking in. Now, a lot of you might think that locking in means pushing yourself harder, doing more cardio, doing more fasted lifts, doing more deficit, eating less, being in a bigger deficit. And I can totally empathize with why that's like an enticing viewpoint. You know, more is better, right? Going harder is better, right? Well, let me give you this little bit of a paradigm shift, all right? I think the way to go to the hardest, the way to lock in the most locked is to do the right way, the healthy way, the way that's going to lead to longevity, consistency, shreddedness, but in a way that's going to be sustainable. Because you know what's harder than saying fuck it and doing 2 more hours of cardio, another hour on the Stairmaster, eating 500 less calories that day just because you're going hard and locking in consistently over the course of 2 or 3 months, doing a moderate amount of consistent Stairmaster, 30 minutes a day of Stairmaster, not 300 minutes a day. Consistent 200 to 500 calorie deficit a day, not one day of 1200 calories deficit, one day of 1500 calorie deficit, and then another day of 0 calorie deficit. That's harder. It's harder to be consistent, to have an equilibrium, to have the North Stars of not only aesthetics, but also health and adhering to them. So if you really want to go hard, do the work of knowing what it is to be healthy, doing the work of knowing what it takes to be consistent, to have discipline over an extended period of time, not just one boost of discipline, not just one push yourself to exhaustion 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row. What's hard is baking it into a lifestyle and becoming the person that's able to be consistently healthy, consistently in control, consistently disciplined, not just beating the shit out of yourself. And I think that we all kind of know it in the back of our minds. We know that there's the people who are locked in, but then there's the people who are locked in. And the people who are fucking dialed, they're not beating themselves up every day. They're paragons of persistence and consistency. At the end of all of this, what is the point? Why are we doing this? You're supposed to be doing it because you want to feel good, right? For some of you that have aesthetic goals, you want to look good because that makes you feel good. You know, if you have like longevity goals, you want to do the work to like have a healthy body. You want to eat foods that make you feel good, right? We kind of just strip everything else away, and we know that, you know, most of why we're doing all of this stuff is because we want to feel good. What are the things that are actually going to lead to that outcome? If you want to get shredded because you want to feel good about yourself, because you know that when you're shredded, when you're in a body that you're proud of, you feel good, you got to pivot your mentality to know that the hardest thing to do, the hardest thing to lock in, is to become the person that's going to be able to consistently be the disciplined, consistent person that is able to do day in and day out, moderately, things that are going to lead to those types of results for the long term. So I think a lot of us would stand to benefit from, you know, pivoting the mindset a little bit, pivoting the paradigm a little bit to realize that establishing the habits that are going to lead to long-term happiness are kind of the clearest way to prove that you're locked in. And this is besides the point, but in a way the complete point. If you want the tools at your disposal that are going to be able to help you to be locked in, to be consistent with the things that are going to help you to feel good, to look good, whether that's being aware of your diet, being aware of what it's going to take for you to be in a healthy deficit, being aware of what your lifts are, what lifts you should be doing to maintain your muscle mass, to get that aesthetic look, how much you're sleeping, how much you weigh, what your mental state is, and whether you're choosing an attitude every day that is going to fuel you mentally to be able to pursue these things. Corpus app, to cultivate and create your corpus, leverage the tools at your disposal, Corpus app, for you to be able to lock in the right way.